Oh!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
non-binary
people, we are back with another episode.
Right,
yeah, we're recording right now.
I missed the countdown, dude. I would have got high. I would have psyched myself up like normal.
Oh, sorry, man. There's all these hairs floating around here. This is the first time I've been back in this room, and you can tell that the cat's been sleeping in here and the dog and stuff. And
back in the room, though. Back in the room, though. It's
progress.
Sorry. Davi's back in the room, dude.
Yeah, back in the room. Feels good. Feels good to be back in here, mate. I'll be honest with you.
Good to see you. The posture looks good. You seem positive. I feel
Posture's
like
good.
We've got to tick it off first thing in the episode. Housekeeping is Davi's ribs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think we did the same thing with your broken ankle, didn't we? We'd always let's just get into the ankle. Let's see what's going on. See what the mood's like. I mean, yeah, dude. I feel like this whole thing. The best way of describing it at the moment is like a odometer. Is it an odometer? No, not an odometer. A rev counter in a car. It's like you go over into the red a little bit, and then it's like, right, we just have to bring it back or we're going to overheat. So last week, after we did the podcast on Monday last week, so I went out for a picnic with Emma, and it's just going just a little bit into the red. You know, it's like you're pushing it a little bit of walking, bit of sat not comfortably, maybe bending in places that I shouldn't bend yet. And then the next day it's like, okay, bring it right back. So last week was a really, really chilled week. I didn't really push it. I thought, right, I've pushed it a bit, now dial it back, and just spent a lot of time sitting around because it seems to really help when I do that, to be honest with you. So sat around a lot. Yeah, just
I had a physio once who did things. He did this is going to be really, really bad for the audio listener, but on a graph, and for the visual, in general, this is
bad for everyone concerned.
Yeah, exactly. So he said on a graph, if you do that and you kind of go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you reach a higher point sooner than if you just plod along. That was his explanation as he was like clicking my joint around, because it doesn't feel good. A lot of the things that manipulations that like a physio will do don't really feel that good. At the time and afterwards, but ultimately he assured me that eventually you end up in a better spot sooner.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like you've got to push it a little bit, haven't you? Just see what you're capable of. And I was just saying, obviously, before we hit record on this, I've got a physio booked for next week. So Monday, a physio that I've never met before, really highly recommended, local guy. Who, I spoke to him on the phone and he just gets it straight away. He understood exactly what I was going through. He's like a trauma specialist, so he understood like the lung damage, and he came up with some really good ideas straight away. He was like, have you got a spare pair of handlebars? And I was like, yeah, of course. He goes, well, you should get them. Even when you just sat down, just pretend you're riding a bike. Just do some movements like you sat riding a bike, and, just do little things that are just going to help your body start to remember what it should normally be doing. So just people like that. He just gets it. He's one of those guys. He seems to just get it.
It's so good to have someone who's interested and who cares about it all. It's really definitely worth doing, isn't it?
So yeah, super excited to get in. And I said to myself, once I've seen the physio, that's when I'm going to start being like, right, start moving around a little bit more. I'm going to do a lot of long walking. That's the plan. I feel like long walks, not too strenuous, just long walks out here from home, just set off for the whole day. And do that like 3 or 4 times a week. That should get me back to some sort of long walks and deep thoughts, mate. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I remember even when this first happened, my dad saying to me, like, he's like, "You're going to enjoy the recovery process, though. I know what you're like. You're going to enjoy this. Like, it'll be like a challenge for you." And I'm starting to get back into that mindset now. After that first month's been really tough, but now I'm like, right. Starting to like, right, what can I do? Is there anything more I can eat? Is there anything more I can be doing? Anything that's going to speed this process up and make me
good.
better.
And each day is one that you won't have to do at the same, each day is one step closer, isn't it?
Yeah, love that. Really good.
Yeah.
So, that's the ribs covered,
episode.
Mate. Positivity episode. I'm talking better as well. I don't even think about that anymore. I remember the first one we recorded, couldn't even talk. I mean, laughing's still a bit of a problem, but
you're talking like Michael Jackson, dude.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's sort of started to come back now that I can talk a little bit better, so that's nice.
Got some bass in your voice.
Yeah, boy. But anyway,
more sound in general. Sorry about the last episode. My sound was terrible.
Oh,
Sorry to
mate.
the listeners.
It was a heavy editing episode, that one.
Apologies.
It's all right. It's all good. I think it came out pretty good though. It was
It
fun.
was good
That's
though.
for sure.
We made it happen. It was wicked. Yeah, I just brought my laptop along. Obviously, my trip was super last minute. We talked about it a bit on the last episode, but I really wasn't prepared. I hadn't thought about it. Well, I literally booked a flight the day before, so yeah, there wasn't much planning involved.
Yeah. That's good. No, I think it worked out good, man. It was fun, really fun, just to sit and have random people on, and that's how it should be. That's what it's nice to throw one of those in the mix every now and again, isn't it? I mean, we're so clean and polished the rest of the time, right? You've got to just like throw a rough one in there every now and again.
So unfortunately, both of our World Cup rider guests didn't have the perfect weekend. Fucking racing, man, eh?
I didn't really see what's the inside scoop. So, dude, let's just forget Cathro, forget Win Masters, Elliot Jack, forget these people, dude. Give us the inside scoop. What's actually going on? What's been going on?
I think they gave a better inside scoop judging on the videos front.
Well, they were in a little bit better quality, but some of your stuff you put out was bloody brilliant.
Well, it's very kind of you, very kind of you. Matt, I had a wicked time actually. We arrived first at the bike park and we did like a run of the bike park, and the bike park's rough, dude. And I'm on like 150, and we went straight obviously into like a red run, and I'm following Brent, and I'm just thinking, oh, my arms are gonna fall off. 7 more days of this, dude. Rough out there, and high speed, and just like whoa. And then we had a look around and found a few more tracks, and it turned out honestly to be one of the best 7 days riding I've had in a long, long time. Genuinely.
Really?
And really a lot of it, like, I guess I spoke a bit about it. I was just a bit stagnant at home, and like it was rainy, and I was getting bummed. And you do feel it, with all of these restrictions, you do feel a bit like, what are you laughing at?
Nah, just you were getting bummed sort of thing. I feel like that's why you wanted to get out of there.
I was getting bummed, dude. Left, right and centre. I don't know. I was stoked to just, the world is opening up. I feel like you do, like, it's quite easy. Me and George were talking about it. It's this lockdown period and all of it. I mean, I'm a yes man normally, and just all of my yeses haven't been coming off lately. So, just through all of this.
Dude, it's
nonsense.
been such a long time when you think back to.
Really has. Like
a long time. If you even Emma and I were talking about it just last night. I can't remember how we got onto the subject, but if you go back and think about or listen to the first lockdown companion we did, it's like early 2020, dude, and now we're like towards the end of 2021, and it's not only has it gone really fast, but I just can't believe it's been this long since any sort of normality, like you were saying, been happening, going on trips, all that sort of stuff just hasn't really happened, has it? It's been so
absolutely. And you
so
fall
strange.
into kind of I guess you do fall into a little bit of a cycle, like George was saying. It's almost easier to not go for group rides, because through all of this time it's almost easier to just your life becomes a smaller thing, doesn't it? It becomes very manageable, very comfortable. You do your thing, you're routined, like all of these opportunities and stuff that used to be flying at you for trips. Oh, this guy's going to here, this guy's going to here, let's do this. You sort of forget who you are, dude. And I'm definitely yes man. I'm definitely like I'm not really Planny Peter,
Yeah. Do you think that this like gap then of not travelling, it's like fired you back up for it? Because I remember again going all the way back to when we started talking more and stuff like that some of the trips were getting a bit, not, you weren't tired of it, but it's like, you wanted to be at home a bit more. You were like a bit more I'll only go if it's the right like trip and the right thing. Yeah. And the money was right. But like the whole thing was a bit, I don't know, getting a little bit long in the tooth.
Like, there's something about life, like you feel pretty free if you can. Obviously, I'm a sport brat that I'm able to do this, but for my friend to be like, "Oh, you should come to Slovenia the day before," and then I go to Slovenia, like that really is how my life's been. Really, I've been lucky enough that I prioritise biking first a lot of the time. And you know, I don't have anything planned, and I'm sleeping on a sofa, and it doesn't actually bother me. But through these 2 years of kind of nothingness, and certainly it's tapered off for me. Like this last year's been way harder to travel than the previous year, even, which is crazy because in theory, like there are less restrictions, but it doesn't seem that way. It seems like much harder, and a lot of trips have been cancelled and blah blah blah. So yeah, it was just wicked, and it was like a taste of.
That's
I don't know.
Really cool.
Positivity makes positivity, doesn't it? You just kind of you say yes, you do something. It was fun. It makes you want to do more things, and then it makes you excited about the perhaps doing more things, and then generally you're happier. Really,
yeah. So. Yeah, and it's nice. Yeah, it is. It must be really cool just to get back out there and do that stuff, for sure. Yeah. It must be really cool.
And that can be the same on a micro level. Like George went for a group ride the other day, and like she's the same as me. It's too easy to just be like, I'll bum around here, whatever. I'll just do my own ride here, and then you put a bit of extra effort in, like you probably used to, and it pays off, and it's brilliant when you get there, even if you can't be asked. I think that a lot. I'm shit, dude. Like, someone invites me to a party, I'm like... But when you go there, you never have a shit time, really, do you?
It's true, yeah. And I think this whole... Yeah, like you're saying, is like the last year and stuff has really made that a little bit more of an extreme case for a lot of people. Maybe a little bit of social anxiety, a little bit of nervousness, especially 100%. With travelling. And again, I think no matter what you think of this coronavirus, whatever it is, whatever you think of that, you don't want it, do you? So you're still a bit weird about stuff. I have been, I think, especially with this injury as well.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, no matter what I think of coronavirus, real, not real, it's obviously real. No matter how I feel it's going to affect me, I don't want it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Not with a lung that's not working. It would be shit to have it, right? But yeah, I did something similar actually in the week. A friend of mine was like, oh, we should just go out for dinner. I'll pick you up. You know, you're not going to have to walk anywhere, and I'll just take you for dinner. Whereas maybe a week or so before, I'd have been like, nah, I don't want to. It's going to be painful. I might risk getting something. And I was like, no, you know what? Like, I need to get out of this house, like, pretty bad. So I went and did that. And like you said, then it's got me like, oh, actually, I can do this more now. I can go see more friends. It's
living, dude. It's living. It
is living.
It really is. And like, the more you do it, the more, maybe, dude, we're really positive this episode. Maybe we should encourage everyone to just make an effort to just do something that maybe none of you are like I am, and you say yes to everything. I've always been that I say yes to everything. I've always been up for everything, you know. And,
proper Jim Carrey, yes, man.
Exactly. And it does make you feel good. So if you have that opportunity, do it. Go on the extra ride. Yeah, let's try it out. Positivity breeds positivity. I don't even know if that's a saying.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we could have a full social experiment, couldn't we? If everyone listening to this say yes to the next opportunity that comes your way.
Exactly, yeah.
And let us know what it is and where you end up.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be good. And certainly my one ended up brilliant. I was at a World Cup. I was doing some of the best riding I've done in a long time. I've seen all of these friends that actually I haven't seen. You know, they're good friends. I've been going to World Cups for years, and I've got friends from all over the place that I haven't even seen them. I forget about these people because, you know, they're just
for
people
sure.
that have always been there in life because I've always been knocking around mountains with other mountain bikers. So it was wicked to see, loads of people hang out with.
Mate, you need that contact as well. You need to actually physically see people. It's easy to, you know, be like, oh, I've liked the photo on Instagram last week, or
dude, innit?
I've sent them a DM once or twice. Like, it's not good enough, is it?
No, it makes
it. You need to see them. You need to see them. You need to shake hands. You need to hug. You need to go for a ride together. You need to exchange stories together. For sure.
And it makes this weirdness. Like, social media is weird anyway. But like, when I actually think about it, I haven't seen anyone for 2 years or whatever, and then you sort of go straight back in. It's wicked. Like Mad Dog, for instance, or Sven, or I don't know, loads of people that you see when you're out there. Needles, Cade, all of these people that you haven't seen for ages, but you sort of feel like you have because you've double tapped on a screen with a video of them hitting a corner or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, true, yeah, totally. And I guess some of those, you know, in a way we've had on the podcast, so you keep up to it, you know, you catch up with them that way and stuff, but it's not the same. It's not the same at all. You got to go out and you know, like I say, shake hands and give hugs and stuff, kisses, whatever you want to do.
Absolutely. No, so it was rad, and yeah, had a great time. But I mean, I guess most of our listeners will have watched the live feed, and you know, TV always makes stuff. So TV tends to make stuff. If it's steep, it doesn't look as steep. If it's fast, it doesn't look as fast. And let me tell you, Maribor is. It was unbelievably fast, almost to the point where it's like, you know, we had a lot of people down. We had Eddie, Wynn, Bernard, Finn. Who else?
Yeah.
I'm doing an injustice to
dude.
people.
There was a pink bike post about a lot of people getting injured. Dude, Jackson Goldstone took a heavy one in quali or practice or whatever it was.
The youth just spring back up, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Straight back onto the top of the podium.
Yeah.
But like, it made me question really what like. Actually, an interesting one to talk about. What is downhill racing? You know, because to me, that many people, I don't know if they should be getting. I don't know if it should be that fast. This is not a criticism.
This is something, dude. I'm glad you brought this up because this is something I was interested about to ask you as well and see what your thoughts were on this. That people slag off certain tracks for being too bike parky, too easy and stuff. I feel like Maribor, correct me if I'm wrong, the absolute opposite. Like it looked fucking gnarly and super fast, and was that too far though? Like, is there a happy medium? Is that what you're sort of saying? Like, is there a happy medium?
That is, yeah. Because I like watching. I don't know. I think of this golden era of racing, and I try and compare in my head my favourite races of all time to, you know, like a race. This was undoubtedly an amazing race. It was super exciting.
Fuck yeah.
And at the sharp end, that's ridiculous how fast they're going and how much of a knife edge they're all on. But the speed-wise, I don't know if that is. I don't know. I guess it just depends what you kind of define downhill racing as. But I would love to see. I like there being 40-mile-an-hour sections in a track, but then I also do like there being sections that are a bit slower. And from Maribor top to bottom was so fucking fast. It's insane to watch. Really is,
dude. It was. I mean, I watched it on TV like most people, the live stream, and you could tell. Even from the TV, like you're saying, obviously TV, sometimes you watch it and you're like, oh, it don't look that gnarly, it don't look that fast. Yeah. Holy shit, it looked insane. Some of those sections, dude, were insane. There was like, especially obviously the rocks, I can't remember what they called it, they had some silly name for it. That rock section was gnarly.
Yeah.
The whole thing was gnarly, dude. Like, even on the way to the finish line, the like quad and then the right and the left turn on the grass, even that, and I guess where Bernard crashed was fast as fuck as well. Yeah. Like the whole thing was, dude. It was a good race though to watch. Yeah. I'll give you that. I mean, it was a bloody good race to watch. When the pointy end are just one upping each other every time by points of a second.
How?
Yeah, so sick.
How?
I loved it. It was one of the best races I've watched in a long time. I didn't watch the women's yet. I'll be honest. I don't know if the women's was good.
Yeah.
But the men's was gnarly. It was really good.
Amazing race all round. Yeah. Yeah, like, I wonder what people would... Yeah, we should get listeners to comment or whatever, write in. I don't know how you do it. Make it interactive.
Send a postcard.
I'd love to know what people... Like, what would be your dream downhill race track to watch? For instance, like... So for me, I would like there to be... Yeah, like an open section at the top. That's cool. It's an introduction to your run. Big jumps on the open section. High pace, alpine, through fields, that's rad, flat turns. Then I would like to see something slow down, tighten up. Maybe there's a few extra lines, maybe lines develop and shit like that. Then maybe it goes super steep, maybe a fast section. You know what I mean? I quite like a variance in a and then it ends in a bike park section. Obviously, that's the best, isn't it? Where it comes down into it and people are just giving it their all. Like, that to me is like a well-rounded, sick downhill track. There's lines developing.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think it's got to have a mix of everything, hasn't it? I think it's awesome to watch a few big jumps, you know, especially if they're relatively safe, where, you know, riders can get a whip out and stuff like that for the fans. But then I agree with you. I think it is good to watch when they come into a tight section. For example, it's got multiple lines, maybe some ruts. You know, why not throw in a bit of a wet section? Just put it in there. Just like wet the track in the middle. Yeah. just hoses running, like really separate the men from the boys.
Yeah, it's not a criticism of the track builders at all, because it was really sick. It just makes me wonder where's next in downhill. Is it just going to become like even faster? Because it's sick to watch regardless. I don't care. I'm sat here watching. That doesn't bother me. But I didn't like seeing that many people crash out and hurt themselves. Like Dino had a massive one. Really, he's just lucky to, like, one of the fastest sections of the track. He's lucky to just be able.
Dude,
to
Conor Fearon had a huge one as well. Like that could have gone south pretty fast. He went over the bars and then just missed two trees. He went through the middle of the two trees. But if it had hit a tree, man, that'd have been game over. I think he'd definitely come out with an injury or two.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was fast though, man. And what were the riders thinking? Like, obviously, you're talking to Bren and Bernard and stuff when you're there. Like, what were they? Are they like more pumped for that sort of style of riding, or are they like maybe it's a bit much?
I mean, certainly it's not something that you're talking about two guys from the Surrey Hills, so it's not something that speeds like that you don't really experience at like back at home on your push bike. So obviously both of them ride moto, but it's not. Yeah, I can only speak for those guys really, because that's where I'm from. But I think there was a bit of, I think people did feel it was pretty fast, and well, ultimately the proof's in the, there were a lot of injuries and there were a lot of, so. For sure. But fuck,
it's kind of shitty to see that many people in hospital. Really shit absolutely. To see the whole Masters family go down, and Bernard as well. It's fucking shit, really shit. But
crazy. But it was an incredible atmosphere. Slovenian fans know what's up, and there was so
no restrictions, fans good to go.
I think there was testing something. I don't know, but fans on the hill is so cool. Chainsaws going, fucking horns. It's wicked. Just being in the woods, sick. I was. So basically, I'd start my day at the World Cup, but I spend my whole time trying to not be in the way. When we're back at the pits, obviously I'm staying with Bren and Mikey, who was on last week, and I'm trying to just not get in their way. I don't want to. I've spent my life going to World Cup races and trying to not be the guy hanging around in the background, of the pits. They've got shit to do, and Pat's running a whole team of amazing riders. You just don't want to be like Bren's mate who's fucking parked his bike in the wrong spot or whatever. So I was out of there. I'd do laps of the mountain. Yeah, exactly, dude. No, but honestly, it's hard to not be that guy. I really appreciate anyone. I'm sorry if I was in the way, basically, to anyone. I'm trying to not be. I'm a super fan, but I'm an annoying one that's sort of. Yeah.
That's funny.
But so I'd start my day. I'd be doing laps of the mountain, and then we'd wait. Obviously until say practice or on any of the days. And then just get the lift up and ride along trackside. Okay. And it was such a good view of the World Cup. I don't get the overall view that you get sat at home watching it live or anything. I don't get the kind of race story unfolding.
Yeah.
But just seeing the track develop and hearing about line choices and this and that, it was good to be back for sure.
Really sick. And really cool that you documented it as well, dude, because again, you could have gone out there and not, well, you did something. I mean, you could have gone out there and not done anything. It was really cool. It was good. I think anything like that, again, I know we spoke about it before, it just adds to it. I think maybe I'm a bit more open to this stuff at the moment because I'm injured and I'm not doing much, but every day I'm on YouTube right, who's put a vlog out? Okay, Bernard's put a vlog out. Cool, watch that. Get a bit of inside knowledge on the track. I was, Bren's track walk. I watched all of it, dude. I was super fan this weekend.
And then it makes the race itself better. It enriches the entire thing, doesn't it? And we're so lucky, really, to have our sport documented like that. Elliot's there. Elliot couldn't be a better guy to have there because he's obviously he knows exactly what's going on racing wise. I can only guess. I've never raced down this shit. I've never raced the World Cup, and so Elliot can really kind of. Get in there and really explain, break it down, exactly. And he's got such a good, and just what a positive dude as well. You can hear him laugh from anywhere on the hill, and it's just brilliant. It's so good. And and then you've got Cathro as well. He obviously has a unique angle. So we're really lucky in our sport to have this many different things. And then you got Tracy and Rob actually come. It's the dream, really, dude. What a sport we have.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was thinking that exact same thing as well while I was watching it. Again, you're so like immersed of when when the race actually started. I was like, a bit more about the track, a bit more about some storylines coming into it. The whole thing's just getting, as a fan, like way better. To be honest, I just hope that the riders are feeling the same as well. That's the only thing. You just hope that the riders are feeling that. Maybe there's more eyes on it now, and you just hope that the riders are also feeling the same as we do as probably as fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's better. I mean, it's so sick because then you watch the final race and you've got, you know what's going on. You feel like you're there, so it's rad.
Yeah, totally. So Maribor, there was the World Cup happening, but the whole rest of the sort of like bike resort, whatever you call it, was just open. So that's what you were riding, all the other stuff away from the.
I was riding all of the other trails that the locals have built. It's a good point, actually. It brings me on very nicely, segues on to my bit about trail etiquette, because they've got it down. Maribor's not a small place, and they've clearly got a good scene, and they've got a tremendous amount of riding outside of the bike park, essentially illegal trails. But if you ever look on Trail Forks, you won't find one track on there. And that is a scene that understands what's going on, kind of.
Yeah.
And
so how do you find them?
Make that happen you fucking have to find them in real life. You can't use it. You can't do anything virtually. You have to actually, imagine it. You have to look for a track.
How do you do it?
I know, exactly. So, but it subsequently, you have perfect condition tracks. Secret. Tucked away. They don't cross loads of paths. They don't cause conflict. I'm sure they have their own, troubles that they run into. But if I could just fucking get that message out to, a few more people around, certainly where I live, then it'd fucking make life a lot easier, dude.
Yeah.
That's
so
how
you've got
be.
So just to understand this, sorry. So you've got the actual bike park facility.
Yeah.
All those trails are, they're obviously waymarked. I saw a map that you posted, for example. But then in between all that, there's off-piste, I guess you'd call it,
illegal
stuff that's totally secret that you have to go and physically
really
find with your own eyes and brain.
It really is. So I say it's illegal. Everything I think I've ever ridden in my life is illegal. It makes it sound illegal. But everything, they're all completely illegal trails. They're not proper, which is mountain biking. Bike parks are like this new fucking thing. Mountain biking is all completely illegal, really, when you think about it. You're bombing down.
It's definitely how it started.
Tracks. Well, I still think. I don't think I'd do it if we only rode bike parks. When you think about it,
It'd change it, dude, for sure. I think gone would be the days of just riding from your house and just going and riding some fun stuff. You'd have to. It'd be like motocross. It'd be the same as that, where people wouldn't bother because it's too expensive. Oh, you need a van or a car, and you need this. You need a bike park ticket.
60 quid
exactly.
A day or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not slating bike parks. They're absolutely brilliant, but it's just not. It's not the only thing I want to ride. I want to ride a bit of everything. I want this. I want that. You know what I mean?
We've got it good, really, with mountain biking, haven't we? We've got it so good.
We have got it good. But yeah, I was stoked. I talked to a lot of the locals and track builders out there, and they were just like, I said to them, how do you do it? And they were just like, if someone posts where a track is, you find out who they are and you get them to take it down. And it's as simple as that. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, it's so cool.
And
really
it worked. Cool. Like the amount of riding there, none of it is online. That's how it should be.
That's really cool.
Don't post tracks you haven't built. How about it?
Don't post tracks you haven't built. That's a good one, man. That's a slogan right there, isn't it?
Yeah, just stick to.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe around here we've had such a boom in riding that maybe a bit of kind of etiquette has been lost. I wonder if there's a good way of like positively reinforcing a good message. Which is essentially,
dude, podcasts, videos. Unfortunately, it's the only way you can get that message out, isn't it? Media. That's the only way.
Exactly, and we're doing it.
Mate, we're trying. We're doing it. We're doing our our damnedest for sure.
Absolutely.
That's cool though, man. Really good. I'm glad you went out there as well. I think it was cool. Like I said, with even doing the show out there, having you out there was cool. Man on the ground.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
Sick.
Yeah,
really sick.
Like a presenter.
So what happened? What did happen to Bren? Because it wasn't on the live feed,
No, he had a shit run and didn't qualify. I was gutted for him. His first time in 15 years that he's had a shit run and not qualified. You know, he's always had like a crash or not like just a load of mistakes and then not qualifying. But it shows how tight it is these days. He qualied outside of the top 60 with his mistakes. You know, it is shit. It's hard to see. That's difficult. He didn't. You know, most of the time I feel like Brendan can kind of come down the hill and he can have a fairly shit run and get top 40. You know, fair few mistakes. He normally has like, oh, I'm going to do this different, I'm going to do this line different, I'm going to do this line different. But it just shows how bloody tight it is now. Like, it's not like he was miles off the fastest time, really, and he didn't make the main show from it.
Wow. That's insane.
So there you go. So gutted for Brent, but he'll be back. He'll be back for the next one. No worries. Lenzerheide.
Yeah. So where's the World Cup circus go next? I forgot to look.
Lenzerheide.
So have those guys come back with you, or have you come back on your own?
Or is it Snowshoe? No, they came back with me. Yeah, we barely made our fucking flight.
Really?
Mate, it's classic. It was because obviously we wanted to get as much riding in as possible, and we wanted to watch the race. Yeah. So we're lapping, we're going up and down the edge of the track because it was cool. There was loads of little bits of track that you could. Let's say I'm at the Rock Garden and I want to be at the Triple, which is two really good points to watch from. There's like a whole section of track in between there with millions of turns and jumps and this and that you can just ride down. So it was the dream.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've normally been watching World Cups. I've normally been on foot, you know.
Yeah.
And it is. On a even that track, what was that, 3 minute long?
Long old
walk that.
Yeah.
Long old walk. Yeah. Especially considering the start is actually halfway down the hill. So, you know.
Yeah, that was really cool, actually. Kind of liked watching that. Again, that was something that I got from Bernard's vlog. It's kind of cool watching just that fun little trail to get you to the start of the World Cup. Why not have a warm-up? Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I liked it.
Yeah, so, there you go. It was rad.
Yeah.
Real cool.
That's sick, dude. Really
Happy
cool.
to be back out there. And I was on a 150. I think the bumps in Maribor are deeper than 150.
I saw the state of the rear tyre and stuff.
Mate, I rode so much.
You did some riding, dude.
Yeah, I did a lot of riding. So it's amazing like how much the bike can actually take. But you sort of have to go. Like my first day, I was like, my arms are all cramped up and like. Because you're just riding slower, so you're hitting more of the bump. And then once you get up to speed, you know, I was doing like half-hour laps without really stopping and without my arms blowing up. Whereas the first day, dude, I was pulling up for gaps. I pulled up for a gap and pulled my front brake in the air just because my hands are like claws. We went down some crazy steep stuff as well.
So good.
Yeah, it was good.
So good. Sick, dude. So you're frothing now for a little bit more?
Hey, I love the biking, I've got to be honest. I thought I loved biking maximum amount, but it seems like every time I do it, it gets better and better.
Oh dear,
Fantastic.
So much positivity. Positive episode, man. I love it.
Love it.
Right. Love it.
So yeah, I don't think I've got any more news from the World Cup. I mean, young guns are going terrifyingly quick these days. It was interesting to see like the kind of there's definitely like a new school steez when you watch a lot of these riders ride.
Okay.
Have you noticed any sort of changes?
Good question. Not really, but I think you have to be there to see that stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Or are you going to see it in a race run?
Well, okay, so maybe this is just Maribor, but aero is a massive consideration if you're going above 30 miles an hour. So you see a lot of you see really the whole of the fast end of the field tucked in even in turns, you know, because they're going so quick, it makes so much difference. You watch like Loic ride down there, it looks like a pump track. So they're just going that quick, they're just skimming the most horrendous stuff. The bikes are just skimming over the top of them and they're pumping it. It looks like flowy. It's not. You ride down it, it is like awful.
Does it make you think? And I guess I'm not on my own when you say stuff like this, that you'd love to go and have that experience of maybe going along with a World Cup team like Brent, like Scott or whatever, and having a mechanic and just seeing like what sort of speed could you get up to in that weekend? I don't know. Especially watching that, because for me, it looks, because that's, if there's ever a World Cup track that's my personal kind of style, it's probably something like that. It's moto-y, it's high speed. That's the sort of stuff that I enjoy riding, and I probably naturally would ride better on, rather than the tech stuff, which isn't really my bag. And it just, you're watching it and I'm like, fuck, like I'd love to just give that a shot. Just to go out there and just have that little bit of support, to have a bike, to you know what I mean? It definitely gets me thinking that, for sure.
Yeah, it does. It makes.
Or are you just like, no?
I don't know. I don't know. It's certainly interesting. I spend my entire time riding really for fun, which I'm really, again, I'm actually lucky for that. When you see the stress that riders are going through at World Cups, it's not an easy job, that, it's 3 minutes, but to get to that final 3 minutes is a lot of work, and it's a lot of pressure and stress. But subsequently, when you're riding so my honest opinion is, less matters if you're not going all the way flat out. Like I can notice small changes on my bike, providing I'm going as fast as I can down the track. If I'm not going as fast as I can down a track, then fewer things matter, I would say. So it would be great to have someone on your side, and you just, you're banging out hot laps every lap, and you're saying, right, okay, my front's pushing quite a bit on these open turns.
And actually have that data to back it up, right? Like to be there with the Fox team or whatever.
This is the problem you're having. This is what we should try. It would be interesting, like a World Cup experience. It would. To be able to offer it to someone would be rad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, really cool. World Cup experience is a business there for someone if there's not already someone doing it.
But I mean, the reality would be, what that would be riding the same track over and over and over again, which I'd actually be fine with, but people aren't necessarily up for the work that you actually have to do. You have to ride the same thing over and over again, and you have to ride the same thing over and over again as fast as possible. And that's what all of that lot are really good at.
Yeah.
They're not fucking around in tiny turns.
It's insane, really. Yeah. Like, that track, it's only 3 minutes, or, it's 3 minutes, and there's that many variables down that track, from rocks to roots to turns to jumps, and they're still within points of seconds. That is crazy when you really think about how many variables there are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Think how bizarre it is to me. I hang out with these knobs, and I hear them come down, and they'll speak to their mechanic. I'll be like, I think we need to go up a PSI in the back, and I think I might try a little bit less high speed. And you're like, you don't know what that does, do you? Oh shit, maybe they do. Maybe they're not the same as me. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, maybe they really do know what they're doing. Are these guys professionals? Like, that's mad, isn't it? That's mad. Like, little PSI differences. What else went on? People expect, because of the speed, people are experimenting with like the trail, or I think you call it trail. Maybe it's not rake. I think it's trail. Basically, of your crown. So whether your crown's forward or back, and whether your axle is, there's a few different options that you can fiddle with to make the bike feel more stable. And and people are people are messing with that and finding massive differences. And a massive difference could be half a second per minute. Half a second per minute adds up,
It does, definitely.
Then you're 1.5 seconds faster, and then that could be the difference between qualifying and not, Which...
How interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
Mate, it's good. Cool sport, really cool. And I think especially, again, when you get a bit more involved in it, you start watching all this sort of stuff, understanding it a bit more. Same with any sport, I think you get out what you put in, right? The more you understand it, the more the better watching the race actually is.
Yeah, too right.
But sick. Great race.
Cool if there's a good way of doing it. The problem is that people keep their cards close to their chest. You don't want if Bruni says that he's doing something, you'd be mad if you're a racer to not be like,
Is the track walk like that? Are people talking, or is it like, I don't know? Because I agree with you totally. Like, if you'd seen a line, you wouldn't be like, yo, everyone, look at this. You'd be like,
So I was on. So every time I've gone to a World Cup, I've always looked out. Over the years, I've largely been going, and it's just been Bren racing. So Bernard's not been there, and I've been reporting back to Bren. And so on that track, a lot of it is one line. You're going so quick. There's not like little things where you can break up here and then inside the next bit or any of that. It's so fast, so everyone's largely, I would say, on the same lines. So naturally, then the rock garden becomes like this sort of point of obsession, because it's wide taped and there are options. And I was watching and I was like, fuck, you can't count out the goat. I just watched Minard do a different line to everyone. You can't count out the goat. There's the one straight down the middle that just looks ploddy. It wasn't ploddy, none of it's ploddy, but it looks it. Then there's outside to outside. That looks really fast, but it's the long way round. Anyway, Minard's like gone down the middle and then hooked to left. And I went and spoke to him. And I always, Greg couldn't be more of a racer. And I spoke to him, and I appreciate Greg knows I'm going to say whatever he tells me. I'm going to, bring it back to Brent, aren't I? He knows that's the deal. He knows that's what's going on. Like, so I was like, fucking hell, you're bombing through that rock garden. What are your thoughts on it? And he said, and it made me think exactly that. Like, fuck, is Greg trying to fucking honey dick me into giving Brent a shit line or whatever? But it turned out he wasn't. Like I think the top 3 were on the same line in the rock garden. Not saying it's the keys to the race, but you could certainly lose the race in the rock garden. Yeah, there weren't many people that went down the middle. Danny Hart went down the middle. A few did. So not that many. See, I love all this stuff because I guess I'm a super fan of the sport, maybe without realising. But like Greg's thoughts were in the rock garden, you go down the middle is the shortest route, but you don't leave accelerating. And obviously afterwards you've got a long flat pedally section. So Greg went the shortest route to midway through the rock garden and then used the turn to actually generate speed. So he was like accelerating out and bringing that kind of acceleration onto the next straight. If you time a section, you have to make sure you time it. You have to make sure you time like the maximum amount for it to have an effect. Because if you're just timing the rock garden, then probably you would say that straight down the middle would be point to point quicker. But it doesn't take into consideration towards the end of that straight that you take out. I quite like all that stuff. I guess I am nerdy. I think it's cool. Racing brings that out as well, doesn't it? Like certainly doing cutties in the woods doesn't really require quite as much science. I like it like that as well though. Oh, dear. Good stuff, man. This is the World Cup episode or what? I know, right? What, are we reporting or something? I don't know. Is this journalism? Dude, fuck, you're like the man on the ground now. Yeah. What on earth? We on reporting back. I know. Jeez. Oh dear. We should. So we have a nice segue. Not really. I'll just throw it in here. We have a sort of sponsor joining us for this episode, dude, and your stuff just landed with you. Perfect timing. That's what's in the box, dude. So feel free to crack the box, have a look inside there, while I give a little bit of a talk. So, in fact, it's an interesting topic, this, because we often do get hit up by various brands and companies, and I'd say, honestly, for every one company that we actually get involved with, either through the actual Hook It podcast or through the Ride Companion, there's probably like 9 or 10 that don't quite make the cut. Because, dude, I've always wanted this thing to be like inclusive. I want it to, make a difference to people. I want offers. I want stuff that makes your life a little bit better, saves you money, things that are actually, meaningful to our listeners and our market, so to speak. So anyway, got one of these emails. Normally I'd be like, cool. Started reading through and I was like, actually, this is really cool. I quite like this. So obviously I hit you up and I was like, dude, what do you think to this? You were kind of into it. Hey dude, so can I butt in? Yes, please. It's 3:00 on a Monday. Alright? You can't get me daytime drinking on a Monday. What are you trying to do to me here? You can't do daytime drinking on a Monday, dude. They say it's 5:00 somewhere, whatever. It is what it is. But dude, every now and again though, right? Especially if you're on a ton of pain medication, you do want to crack a beer, right? So this company reached out. It's called Days. There you go, Days. And this is 100% 0%, 100% 0% alcohol-free beer. Lager,
and pale ale.
So you're telling me I'm not going to get drunk, so I have no guilt drinking this right now?
Zero at all, dude. Zero at all. Zero, zero. And so we're going to do a live taste test too, right? Let's just try this stuff, see what it tastes like.
Straw pedo.
Like, yeah, could do. Yeah. So this is really cool because it's all made in Scotland as well. So everything Days is made in Scotland with like local ingredients. So all of the malt, everything from Scotland, the water, the whole thing. And what I really love about this company is that they give 2% of all of their sales to mental health charities, which I think is fantastic. Yeah. So basically, they're like offsetting what normal alcohol companies give to their giving tax, I believe it is.
Right.
So yeah, they give it to mental health charities too. And not everyone wants to be pissed all the time, man. Sometimes people don't want to have a hangover.
Hey, I'm with you.
So that's their sort of mission, really. It's all about enjoying your days and not being hungover. Yeah, they have a subscription service too, which is pretty cool, and you can earn minutes to get days. So for everything you buy, you get a minute, whatever, and then when you get to a certain amount, you get free drinks.
They don't do a screw top, do they, dude? I didn't think this far ahead. I'm trying to find some sort of metal implement that I can open it with.
Okay, I wish I could send you this through the internet.
It doesn't work.
I could send it to you. No.
Oh, let me find something. Hey, I might even have to go to the kitchen. This is embarrassing, isn't it?
Ah, it's all good, man.
You
go to the kitchen.
I tried to open it with my keys and failed miserably. Try again before we go to the kitchen.
Okay. Nah. Well, while you do that, you do that. Yeah, no problem. While Ollie goes and gets his a utensil to open the beer, there's going to be an offer code below, guys. Again, really cool company. And I just wanted to get involved because I love when people do cool stuff, and this is a cool thing. 0% drink alcohol. Yeah, hangover suck. We spoke about it on here. We've spoke about it on here many times, mate. Alcohol, hangovers suck. So, did you manage to get it?
Opened it,
mate. Monday afternoon, 3:00. Let's have a taste test. Cheers.
You going first. Cheers.
I'll go for it. Hey.
Well, it tastes like real
nice.
beer. Is that actually...
That does taste just like real beer. 73 calories. Vegan. Brewed in Scotland. Clean, crisp, and sessionable. Clean, crisp, and sessionable. Our lager is lightly malted with well-balanced floral and citrus notes. Brewed for those who want to do more.
They got me at that. We brew for those who want to do more. That is good, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Imagine cracking a few of those and going down the dirt jumps.
I was a bit worried it was going to taste like cat piss or something, but it's actually very nice.
It's really nice, dude. Fair play, Days. Again, discount code below in the comment section as well. If anyone wants to try a Days, 15% off.
Beer for doing, it says as well. Dude, this is my kind
really cool idea.
Yeah.
Again, you want to finish a ride. You got to drive home. You don't want to be a little bit tipsy after you're malnourished, after you've not eaten much.
What's our offer code again?
So the offer code is Ride Companion, and that gets 15% off the website. Days.
What's their website?
Daysbrewing.com. Oh, there you go. Daysbrewing.com. Mate, there you go.
Brilliant.
Afternoon beer.
Oh, nice one. Should we do some ASMR drinking, do you think? Do you think people might like it?
You can do if you want. Get nice and close to that microphone.
Super.
Beautiful. Mate, actually does take the edge off a little bit. I've not had a beer for, well, obviously a long time.
Yeah. You haven't. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of beers. I was hanging out with Mikey, Brent's mechanic, and Steph. Dude, it makes me realise how much of a lightweight I actually am. How much I don't drink. I pretty much never ever drink.
I've seen you, dude. Very light. Very
light.
To
tap out. Honestly, I had to tap out. Those boys, they're relentless.
Mate, I'm over it though. I'm over the hangover. Seriously, I'm over it. I'm done. I think even now, peer pressure wouldn't even get me. I don't think anymore.
Especially
I'm done with it.
Can actually experience the same joy.
Yeah, just pretend.
Hangover. Just pretend.
If you want to be an asshole, just pretend. It's fine. I'll tell you what, that's a weird thing. So I don't know if it's the pain pills or what, but pre-injury, big coffee fan. Love coffee. Post-injury, can't drink it. Physically,
Why?
can't.
Really?
Yeah, dude, really weird. Tea or coffee's done for me.
How strange.
Really strange. Really, really weird. It must be, I don't know, the pain pills upsetting my stomach. I don't know what it is, but I made a coffee. I've made 2 now since I got hurt. Bear in mind, before, I used to get a headache at like 9 a.m. if I'd not had a coffee. I'd be like pretty jacked up without a coffee.
Yeah.
Things don't work properly. Don't function.
I've had
to do
4
this, I'd have made
today.
a coffee. Have you really?
Yeah. And I still
Dude.
look like this.
It's weird, man. I can't. The smell of it, the taste of it.
It's weird, isn't it?
So
Like,
strange.
Yeah, it's a funny one, coffee. I don't like the idea of relying on anything, you know?
Mm.
And I think I do actually rely on coffee, whether I realise it or not.
I definitely used to. 100%, dude. I'd struggle without it. I'd be like really miserable.
Positive.
Sort of moody.
Another positive thing.
Caffeine-free episode, mate. Caffeine and alcohol-free episode.
Dude, but that's come from your injury. See, there's silver lining out here. There is, dude. There's some silver lining. You just got to find it.
I'll be back on it at some point. So let me try and think. I'm going to do a quick listening.
Let's do it.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Do a quick listening. My listening is new album by Nas. Never know how to say it. Nas
got a new album.
Nas got a new album, mate, and it is insane. It's called King's Disease 2.
There you go.
Follow up to King's Disease 1.
Well, I actually didn't know that, and
I thought you'd like that. I was going to send it you, and then I thought, you know what? I'll wait for the podcast.
Funny enough, I don't know
how
you know about new music anymore. It always seemed to just come easy as a kid, like everyone talked about everything and all of that.
Spotify for me, dude. Release radar. Spotify every week.
Yes.
See what's new. See what tracks are out, and then boom. So yeah.
Brilliant. I'm just desperately looking through my recently played on my.
I've put a few in the podcast playlist as well already for people. A few of my favourites from that album. There's one with Eminem, one with Lauryn Hill, dude. Bangers, straight bangers.
Rad.
Just killed it.
So my last played was Blue Flowers, Dr. Octagon. I don't know if I've
Dr. Octagon.
Yeah. I don't know.
That sounds like it's out there.
Adding the same things into our playlist because I probably listen to the same music. But yeah,
no,
there you go.
I think I'll throw that in there.
My watching's going to be my last. My watching's going to be my last YouTube video. A shameless plug. Let me tell you, dude.
Nice.
I rushed down the hill after qualifying. I put effort into recording that thing, editing it. Getting it
a lot
up
of
as
clips
soon
as well. I bet
as
it took some editing, that
possible.
didn't it?
Yeah, it took some editing. Yeah, I got it up as soon as possible. I could have been riding. It was boiling hot. My lift pass was just burning a hole in my pocket. And I didn't. I took the time to upload my video. Unfortunately, the upload failed. And it took... Dude, it took like 24 hours to upload. I was doing it from my phone. I didn't have good reception. Something else. Other excuses. But yeah, so it was a day late and now no one's watched it. One of the most upsetting things about being in the YouTube game is you get a rating out of your last 10 videos.
Right.
Yeah, on the performance, based on the performance, whether it's views, average views.
Where do you see this rating? I had no idea of that. Where do you see your rating?
It's in the dashboard section of YouTube Studio. So yeah, you get like an average base. So this last one's been up for 19 hours. And it'll tell me, based on my last 10 videos, how they've performed in their first 90 hours.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
10.
Yeah.
So
you want green ticks, don't you?
Yeah, you want green ticks, and you want it to say 1 out of 10 every single upload in an ideal world.
Right.
Whereas this one's got 10 out of 10. I was a bit late to the party. I think it was a good edit. I actually put effort in, and I was not rewarded. I've been rewarded with a measly 4,600 views. So if you can get out there, just look. Look, this is pathetic. And yes, I am begging, but please,
I don't think it's measly.
Watch it, dude.
Again, put 4,500 people in front of you, man, and try and do something.
No,
tough.
Still 10 out of 10. It's a cracking watch, and just dude,
it's good.
Whilst you're there, might as well subscribe. You know, because currently. This is the bad thing about... I'm not a stats guy, but I've got 80% of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe to my channel.
Wow.
Help me out here.
Wonder why that is. You know what? I've been making a
really
conscious
care,
effort to subscribe to stuff.
Have you? Good.
Genuinely, I've been making a conscious effort because again, I'll watch Brendan's stuff, but it just comes up in my algorithm. I don't actually subscribe, and I've been making a conscious effort to go, no, subscribe.
It's funny.
Fair play.
I always I thought it was so lame begging for it, but you kind of have to. If you get all these figures here, you're like, 80% of people aren't subscribed. What am I doing here?
Yeah, subscribe, folks. Hit that subscribe button. Same with this channel too.
I actually do the same. Now that I actually upload stuff on YouTube, I actually do subscribe to people that I value their work. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to value my work because it's also tough to even consider it as work. But
it's a sort of
something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a sort of nice segue, and I don't want this to be my watching because it's from a few weeks ago. But what was super interesting, so about 2 weeks ago, it was the Loretta Lynn's Amateur Motocross Championship.
You said this to me, yeah.
All right, so for anyone who doesn't know what this is, basically it is the America's most sort of premium. It's sort of like the end of the line for a lot of amateur motocross riders. They get there, then they turn pro. And it's where deals get done, contracts get signed, you have to qualify to get to Loretta Lynn's. It's a really big deal. And they did like a live stream from it, and it was really good, really well made. It was easy to watch. Everything was perfect, but it was kind of mind blowing, dude, to see how big of a following the Degans have got, especially Hayden Deegan, Danger Boy. How he has like totally gone mainstream. So if you go at any point, if you went on that YouTube feed, at any point, he wasn't even riding. The comments in the chat were just, when's Deegan? Deegan, when's Deegan? Have you seen this? Deegan.
Really?
It was mind-blowing, dude. And honestly, it was like, how is this kid so big? It is mind-blowing. So yeah, big up. And then I went down the rabbit hole a little bit, because I know a little bit about, Danger Boy, Hayden Deegan. But yeah, dude, they're working with 1.2 million followers on YouTube. Each video is averaging 500,000.
Really, yeah. And like that work is one part of like a calendar of races and events. Insane, isn't it?
Yeah. Mind blowing, dude. Honestly, really cool to see. Really, really cool for the sport and just to see how popular that kid is. That's not my watching. My watching is actually going to be similar but different. I didn't know this had happened. Nitro Circus did a 3-stop pit bike championship, and it was at Kevin Wyndham's house, Ryan Sipes' house, and then the final was at Pastrana's house.
Wow.
It's bloody awesome, dude.
Races.
Didn't know it had happened. It went underneath the radar a little bit for me, but I found it on YouTube and I was like, what's this? Oh, cool. So I've only watched the last one so far, but dude, heavy hitters in there too. You've got Sipes Racing, Berriman, Stank Dog, all on 110s, and they do like three events per episode.
Yeah.
So they did like a Pit Viper have got like a figure of 8 thing. Then they did freestyle, and then they do a race at the end.
So sick. Oh,
right, cool, dude.
That. Yeah, rad.
So well made as well. It's like a full fucking TV show.
Goes to show, you could just make a spectacle out of something that's basically people fiddling around on little bikes.
Yeah, they got like team sponsors in, like the whole thing's
the
typical
dream, really,
Nitro game. Yeah, dude, it's so sick.
Right.
So I've been watching that. That was really cool.
Nice, sounds like a good watch.
I've been watching a lot. Like I say, I had a chilled week last week. So
that's good.
Have you seen the Netflix show as well with the basketball fight? Dude, what's it called? Come on, help me out.
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, I know the one with Ron Artest when he went into the stadium. Yeah.
There's a Netflix documentary about that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
really good. I'll watch that as well.
Ron Artest, what's he called? Something World Peace.
Oh yeah, World Peace is his name,
Peace,
isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is involved as well.
Yeah,
really good. Quite interesting actually.
Super interesting.
So, yep, I'll watch that as well.
Nice.
Then the last one.
I don't need to be watching. That's sick. Good. Fine,
dude, I'm doing all the watching. I ended up going down a bit of a rabbit hole on Instagram and ended up watching the whole... what's it called now? I'll bring up a clip for all of our YouTube viewers right now because I found it hilarious. Dod diving. So death diving. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, I have, yeah.
I know exactly
what you mean. Like Like it's like diving.
Jump off something with
toes.
with no style really.
Yeah.
So I watched the Death Diving World Championships live on Instagram and found it fascinating. I couldn't click off it. It's like an hour of my time just sat there looking at my phone like, this is sick.
It's so impressive. I don't fuck around with that shit. It scares the hell out of me jumping off stuff.
It's pretty high as well, man. They were just launching off it. I think you get points for the best like belly flop and stuff.
Yeah. I'd just be thinking, if I did it, I would 100% land on a trolley and get my legs stuck and die. Now that's all I think.
I don't think they do it in England too much. It seems to be like a Norwegian, Scandi sort of thing.
Yeah.
If there's a death diving in the UK, let me know, folks. I'm in.
There you go.
I'd do that for sure. That's my kind of bag.
Hey, I know this is, we're not doing the advert anymore, but this makes it like a hang, doesn't it? I feel like I'm drinking.
Doesn't it? Could get used to this.
Yeah, it's actually what, isn't it? Mm.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm into it, man. It's actually, it's like really beery.
It's like hanging out at a pub.
Mm.
As if
Kinda
this
cool.
episode could become more unprofessional, you know?
Bring beers to the party.
Yeah. What's next?
Oh dear. Okay. We got what else we got? We got some listener questions.
Yeah, we've got listener questions, haven't we? I'd be interested to hear some listener questions. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some listener questions. We got our first. I was going to do where people are listening, but let's try this first. We got our first video submission.
I do love where people are listening. Oh, we got a video submission.
Let's see if this works, dude.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm just going to throw this idea out there. Let me know what you think. Red Bull awarding the winners of Hardline or Rampage a Red Bull helmet. Lord knows Bernard Kerr should have had one by now. Love the pod. Thanks, bros.
There you go.
All right.
Quite
bringing
a
in the
thought,
tech.
isn't it?
Yeah, I was actually mulling this over, actually. I seen this first, so thank you, Bloke Boys. They're our meme makers too on the old Instagram.
Oh, they're brilliant. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice
So
one.
that's
Thanks for the
Bloke
video
Boys.
submission. Rad.
Video submission. Sorry you couldn't see it, man. It'll definitely be playing
Good.
for everyone watching on YouTube. It really got me thinking this about a Red Bull helmet for a winner of an event, and there's quite a lot to this. I think there's a lot of ways you could discuss this and outcomes of it, because this is what sprung to mind first. Let me open the conversation with this, Oliver.
Please.
Not every athlete wants that Red Bull helmet.
Well, exactly. We're coming from the angle of an energy drink helmet being the pinnacle, but then you have arguably the greatest of all time, Greg Minnaar, has done his entire career with no fizzy sugar water on his helmet.
True. It also would add into it a sort of, this is the pinnacle, like you said, this is the pinnacle, like winning this event gets you that thing, and not everyone maybe wants that. I think there's certain people, especially when you look at Red Bull, and dude, no hate on Red Bull at all, amazing company, do amazing things for the sport. There's certain people fit that mold, right? There's certain athletes that you go, they should have one, or they're going to get one at some stage. And I'm not saying Bernard's not. Bernard probably amazing actually for Red Bull with the multifaceted moto stuff, and the, he's almost like a Ryan Sipes in a way of two-wheel sport, isn't he? He does a bit of everything and really good at everything.
You're like that. I'm making sure he doesn't find out that you said that about him.
True though. He probably would, Bernard probably would fit it, but let's just whatever. So there's that angle. But then it did get me thinking, how cool would a Triple Crown mountain bike event be? So you've got something like Hardline, something like Rampage, and maybe a downhill race or a what's it called, slopestyle event or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's so they're such entirely different sports now. Like slopestyle, for instance, is some of the guys that are really good at slopestyle would really battle to just even get down. Not get down, that's an exaggeration. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. Yeah. To race down,
no
especially.
Front brake, it's I don't know. It's super interesting though. The thought of a on any Sunday. Do you know on any Sunday the old? I can't remember what the series was even. It was the American motorcycle.
On any?
what was it? The one that Steve McQueen used to do. They do every single different discipline.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
The best.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they did a bit of flat track, motocross, everything, didn't they?
Yeah. Did they do trials or enduro? That's what it was. Yeah,
enduro. Yeah, like desert racing.
Yeah.
I done one of those. I did Lake Elsinore GP.
Did you?
It was
I remember seeing
sick.
that on Earth.
So sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the best things I've ever done, actually. Anyway,
wicked.
I don't know, it got me thinking though, like, wouldn't it be cool to maybe that could be a way of getting a new athlete for Red Bull? Like, okay, we're going to have all these guys who maybe want to win a sponsorship deal, and boom, we're going to do a hard line, we're going to do, I don't know.
You'd probably you'd limit your athletes to people that don't already have an affiliation, I would say. Because you wouldn't have a monster athlete like trying to win themselves a Red Bull helmet. Even if they wanted it, they couldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or vice
totally,
versa.
yeah.
If you had a Red Bull athlete entering like a,
I wonder if it puts them on the map though.
Do you know what I think it should be? Do you know what I think it should be? I think companies should imagine Lamborghini. Have you seen they got that new Countach?
Yes.
Imagine there's it's called the Countach Open, and it's a downhill race to win the Lamborghini Countach. Now you're talking, dude. Now I reckon you get some fast young men that are after, and women.
Dude, that's such a good idea.
After...
Again, it's that, I think we spoke about it before, how, again, even with Moto, they've got the Monster Energy Cup, and it's $1 million prize money. We don't really have that in mountain biking, do we? We don't have like a big thing that's like, as if that's the thing, the prize. Like you said, dude, the Lamborghini.
Dude, imagine the Countach Cup.
Yeah, the G-Wag Cup.
Tell me, the G-Wag Cup, yeah. The Countach Cup. It sounds like...
so sick. Oh. Yeah, I like it. I like that, dude. And that's the prize. No second, third, nothing. That's it. Winner takes all.
Yeah.
Winner takes the Countach, drives it home.
And
good marketing tool, that, for a car brand or something, right?
Hell yeah. And the hot seat is the Countach.
Oh, yeah. Mate, you're onto something there.
Not mad at that idea, the Countach Cup. I mean,
no, not much.
I don't know if Lamborghini particularly feel that the mountain bike demographic is very useful to them.
Let's be honest, it'd probably be the Corolla Cup. Although actually knowing what Toyota do with mountain biking, it probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, true.
The Corolla Cup.
We're more likely to get the VW Polo Cup. And then, it's tough, dude.
The Polo Podium.
The Polo Podium. You sit in the hot seat, you're like, oh, it's hot in here.
Is there AC in here?
The seats all boiling up. Oh, I'm a bit cramped up. My legs are fucking hitting the steering wheel. Cracking idea, though. I like the idea of some sort of like... Yeah, I like the idea of that like
big prize money
the contract being the end prize is a sick idea, yeah.
It is, isn't it? It is. Yeah, okay. Good. Great question, bloke boys. Appreciate you doing that.
Love the memes as well.
Really cool. Let's see if the should we see if the thing actually works where we can see where people are listening.
I'd love to.
There's only a couple. Did work once, didn't work the last time.
Oh really?
So how about this? Estebanos.
You've done it.
There we go. So that's Estebanos. He's a trail builder in Germany.
Sick. So he's out there.
He's
in
out
his
there,
excavator.
Bro. He's out there.
Nice.
We also got. This was cool actually. This is the one that I really wanted to play last time. That's where this dude listens. He's called Mads. Mads Berthu.
Mads is winning. Is that Scandi?
Denmark.
Faruso
Lake near Copenhagen.
Oh, it looks a delight, doesn't it? He had a beer.
Maybe
we can interest him in a days in future.
Maybe we can.
Man, I'm really hammering hard at days.
And then I've got this one. So if someone submitted that into a listener content thing, it's just
that's a cock.
That's a cock. That's a straight up chicken.
Of their cock for the listener.
Someone sent in a picture of a chicken, so thank you for that, everyone.
That's right.
Chicken called Linda.
It was a chicken, yes, not a cock.
Yes, it was a chicken. They're the only ones I've got. There's a couple more actually, but I don't have a description for them. Let's see what this one is. Chris Lanway submitted that. Must be on an airport.
He's in an airport, yeah. Dude, I love airport vehicles. They're so sick. They're all like slammed really low. Aren't they? There's something cool about airport vehicles. Do you agree on that? Have you never thought?
I
about
mean,
it?
yeah, they've got a place, though, haven't they? Probably on a runway. Although I see what you're like the guy who's going to buy one.
Maybe I might get one of those ones with the bag conveyor belts.
Ooh, very handy for going travelling for sure.
Sup, like that, the conveyor belt.
Kind of cool.
Why don't?
And this is hopefully a genuine question.
Yeah.
Why don't you rent vans when you get to the other side to go to a World Cup?
Vans. Oh, did you see the video of us tying bikes to the top?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
But everyone does it.
Mate,
everyone does the same thing.
So expensive.
Right. Is that what it
People
is?
carry it is so much money more per day.
But I just think there's a better solution somewhere. There's like maybe there must be a local, for example, with Bren, is there a local Scott dealer that can be like, yo, can you just come and pick the guys up, bring them to the race?
Or
something that's...
hey, look, I agree, dude. But also, gaffer tape, that's £2, and then all your bikes are on the roof.
Yeah, it's fair. You did a great job.
Fantastic job.
It's just that you see everyone doing the same thing.
Yeah, dude, it's real bad. But you obviously, I never
get a bigger vehicle.
I never used to think of it like always get insurance on a hire car. Well, I always get insurance on a hire car since the first time I got stung, obviously with a hire car. And then once you got insurance, it's not that you don't care about the hire car. You know, it's not that you don't care, and obviously you're not trying to, damage it. But then equally, like it's just a bit of tape on the roof, and it doesn't. They're gonna have to clean it anyway, so they're just cleaning off the bit of tape. I don't know. That sounds really bad. It sounds like I don't care, but we don't try and damage anything. But it does make you think, like that bike on the roof of that Opel Opel estate car. It's like, what's the point in a roof rack, dude? The bike just sits on there. It's fine. Nothing's damaged. Nothing's.
Tape it on.
Just tape it on, dude. I went for a trip once with George to Val de Sol, riding road riding, and we stopped in at World Cup. This is a few years ago. Yeah, and she obviously has to live with me and how annoying and unorganised I am. But I just packed. I didn't even bother asking her whether she had any ideas for a people carrier, and I was obviously paying for the rental car, so I just got myself a Fiat 500 and taped the bikes on the roof. And just the horror on her face when she realised what I was doing. She's just like, such an idiot. Oh.
So tight.
Yeah, with 2 bikes on the roof, just taped on. It was fine.
That's funny.
No need for a van. Just
no, I guess not. I don't know.
We're on the way.
Maybe it was just me, just thinking about it,
No, I hear you.
Do a few listener questions.
Let's do it. Fuck, episode 7's been positive. Loving it.
Yeah, it has. It's gone fast too, real fast. I think we covered the World Cup pretty in depth and stuff, so it's good. And it feels like a hang with the beers. It's great, man. I'm living the dream.
By the way,
today.
we covered the World Cup without even mentioning any results or anything.
No spoilers, dude.
That's our World Cup coverage. Kind of has zero information.
There's 40 minutes or so of talk, but
dude,
yeah. What did we really cover? I don't know.
I mean, what do we ever cover? Let's be honest. Let's go to questions.
At Stuart Ketchley. This is the important stuff, dude. This is what, do you know what I mean? This is what people tune in for. At Stuart Ketchley. What is an acceptable ratio of poncho to person?
There you go.
I mean, that's what... Yeah, he has got a good point.
Right, when you say... I actually don't know the answer to that because it's not something I've ever thought about, and I really respect the fact that that's been thought about. Poncho to person.
I mean, yeah,
Does it definitely say poncho or poncha?
What's poncha?
A drink in Madeira. Fantastic drink in Madeira.
Oh, really? Definitely says poncho, but...
Poncho, okay. So he means a waterproof overall.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's going to be... dependent on weather. I mean, dude, I used to have that. Do you remember the FMF coats they did, which went all the way down to your ankles? Like a full race pit jacket.
Yeah.
I used to rep one of those sometimes.
I had one a trench coat.
So that was probably like an 85%, that one, isn't it? You only get your ankles showing, really.
That's true. So that's what you mean by... Okay, yeah. Okay, got you.
So I'd say that's 85. I'd say 85% is good.
Mate,
head and ankles.
I might be with you, you know. I mean, it does certainly limits what you can do with the thing. Like, I remember I used to, on wet weather races, I used to have my trench coat on, but I'd have to, like, tape up so it doesn't go in the rear wheel.
Oh, you used to race in it?
Well, yeah, on some of the races, we'd try. Yeah.
That's cool.
I actually went to...
Can't say I ever rode in one.
I went to Scotland the other day for a cut thing, and me and Deeks turned up, and it was, like, hot at home, and we turned up thinking it was going to be hot there, and it was raining heavily, and we're like Johnny Holiday, a couple of dudes in like shorts and t-shirt. So I asked first of all, this is quite a good travel tip.
Here we go.
Just think of something that you want or that you've forgotten, whilst something that you wish you had when you arrive at the hotel, and then ask if they've got one in lost property. I do that quite a lot. Quite often charges if I've forgotten that. A toothbrush.
Wow.
No, I'm joking, not toothbrush, but like you can kind of, because no one cares about the lost property. You know, a load of that stuff's just sat in the cupboard for probably years. So yeah, it's quite a good travel tip.
It's a really good travel tip. That
I asked for a poncho, and what I got was a bin bag, and I walked around Edinburgh in a bin bag. There you go.
I like the lost property tip. That's really good, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you could even just be like, "Can I just have a rummage through your lost property, see what you've got?" See if there's anything useful for me.
You could just go hotel to hotel trying to find more chargers and then start up a charger business.
You could indeed. Yeah. I like that. That's a great tip, man.
Thanks, dude.
Really good. Okay, what else we got? At Samuel Roach. Ollie, who's going to take the win at the WSL finals?
Dude.
Are you watching surfing still? Or are you?
Yeah, no, I am.
Yeah. Italo or Gabe, it says at the end.
Dude, Italo went up. Let me find it for you. So, Italo blew up on social media during the Olympics, and Stab made so Italo is now at 2.9 million followers. Wow. And Stab did a comparison. I think he went up, I could be wrong, I think he went up 1.7 million followers during the Olympics.
Jeez.
I know, huh? So
holy.
Stab did like a he gained 1.3 million Instagram followers in 12 days. So I think he's now the most
wow.
Yeah.
And what was that all about? Just literally because he was in the Olympics?
Yeah, and I guess look at the guy. I mean, do you know who he is?
Yeah, he's a good looking chap, is that him?
Yeah, he's just like John was on 1.4 million. John Florence was on 1.4 million, and his has not moved. So obviously, the Olympics, they capture the story in a certain way, and just like Italo came across well, I guess.
Wow.
Like, I find that really interesting.
2.9 million. That's crazy.
Isn't it, dude? Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's Stab.
Good to see, man. Good to see.
Stabmag.com or at Stab. They're like the dirt of the surf world, I would say. Dirt magazine.
Okay, I was going to ask who Stab was.
They're really, really sick design on their magazines when they were magazine based, and now they've transferred over to internet. They're on a subscription service, but I really like all their content, and they certainly come across real cool. They put across interesting ideas quickly and easily on social media, so they really grab your attention, and they have really cool headlines like that one. Like that is fascinating, isn't it? 1.3 million in 12 days over the Olympics. The power of the mainstream, I guess.
And do you think they're looking at that as a positive? Because again, you have that back and forth of, is it good for sport? I mean, Stab will cover it at every angle, and if there's, they'll be good. They'll be good like that. It's a core kind of thing. It says like the caption is Instagram followers, the most baffling form of currency in the modern world. Absolutely 100%. How much it is weird as fuck, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Hit the link in the bio to find out which Olympic surfers hit the social media lottery and which ones barely broke even. Wow. You want to click on it? That's really interesting. And you want to subscribe. I want to know more. Yeah, for sure. So very interesting. I like that. So yeah, really cool. I don't know the answer to who's going to win because I really barely know what I'm talking about, but I look forward to seeing it all the same. Yeah. Awesome. Italo out of the water's won. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
when it comes to the currency of Instagram followers, he's winning.
He is indeed.
At Mosha1, GoPro chest mount, yes or no?
I love a chest mount. Chest mount's the most
Same.
dynamic view for me. If I put it on my head, it looks way smoother. I like seeing what people's arms and the bike are doing, so I'm a big fan of chest mounts. Do you know you know we did that bit on like how you can just put your chest mount on underneath your t-shirt and clip it through?
Yeah.
Remember that? The amount of like fascination that causes anytime there's any shot of me on it, even in the background of someone's vlog, like how do you do it? People asking me if it's a magnet, all of this stuff. I don't know even how to explain it. It's so dumb. Just ram it through your t-shirt. Like you even tell someone.
It got me,
know.
dude. I'll be honest. I was like, "How are you doing that?"
I know. There we go. Well, you made that into a clip, I think, didn't you? Yeah, you did. I'm
I don't
pretty
think
sure
so.
you did. Didn't you? It'd probably go well.
Maybe, I can't remember. It probably would do
Yeah.
well.
Like no one
What
wants
would
to
the
wear a
title be?
bra on the outside of their t-shirt, so it's a good tip. So just put the chest cam on, put your t-shirt on, and ram your GoPro clip through it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, I like it. It's really good, man.
That's the tip.
All right. This is a good one. Not the real Rob Warner. Why do you think people don't visit trail centres anymore? Afan was dead at the weekend. Now, I just think, and maybe I'm off on this, you just went on a weekend where Afan was quiet, because I wouldn't say people don't go to trail centres anymore.
Yeah,
I'd say
I've
people are
noticed that, yeah.
actively going to trail centres.
I would have thought it interesting that it's dead. I didn't realise that was a thing. I thought that people were going to trail centres more than ever, if I'm honest. So yeah. So Rob, I'm really sorry, but I can't illuminate that at all. I have no idea.
No, I can't. That's a strange one. I saw that before and I was like, that's weird.
Well, he probably went on the day that there was like a Wales rugby game or something.
True, definitely, yeah. Or a World Cup or something
Yeah.
where people are just chilling at home watching that.
Exactly.
Yeah, who knows? Crazy. At Riley7R, ODub's nutrition/training plan for a strong and ripped, chilled guy.
I like strong and ripped, chilled guy. So what is
That's
it
nice.
again? Nutrition.
Yeah, nutrition and training plan.
So I eat as much meat as physically possible to offset how little meat I eat when I'm at home with my vegetarian girlfriend.
Nice.
And there you have it.
Nice.
No, I
And
don't
as
tend
for
to eat a lot
training?
of bread. That's all I've got nutrition-wise. I don't tend to eat a lot of bread. I eat quite a lot of sugar, but I think everyone's allowed a vice.
Yeah.
And then training, I just go as much as I can, do as much as I can.
I like it.
But I don't.
Gym,
I don't.
bike, the whole
There
vibe.
you go. Yeah, I don't really have any chilled, ripped, strong suggestions.
I love Bren's comment last week of, what did he call himself? His body. It was fucking hilarious.
I felt
I
bad
can't
for him.
remember
He
what he
goes hard
called
on
it.
himself. He's so strong in the gym as well. I just can't. I fucking struggle.
Withered. That's what he called it. A withered body.
He's not a withered body. He's fucking. He's so strong
Withered.
in the gym. I
Really?
always stitch him up because I don't know if you saw on social media. I posted a clip of him failing.
Yeah.
And he only had 30 kg on the bar, and like literally just as he was just before he'd failed, I'd just done the same thing. So there's a fun little thing for anyone who trains in the gym. Brendan failed. It wasn't his PB, all right? It wasn't his 10 rep PB. It was 100 reps of 30 kg. Give it a go without stopping. I tell you what, you will look as Bambi on ice as Brendan did in that video. Yeah, if you think he doesn't train, he trains a lot. He's very strong, and
Amazing.
yeah, he's just
withered.
doesn't talk about it.
No. At Spud __ Chen. What dad cam does Ollie use?
Let me find out for you right away. It is a Sony Handycam. I couldn't tell you what year, but it takes an SD card. It is the Handycam. Yeah. Okay, so I have a code for you. It is the Sony HD Handycam, and the code is HDR-CX240. And what an incredible machine it is. Have a look at that. Brilliant.
Mate, she's beautiful, isn't she?
Don't need to charge
Handy,
it. But if
pocket
you do,
size, if you've got big pockets.
you've got the charger there. You can fit it in your pocket. To turn it on, you open the screen and you're in business.
Beautiful.
I actually love this thing. I don't want to change it. I know the.
What's it record onto?
SD card.
Oh, then you just put it straight into your laptop.
And then you get it straight out on the internet if you get it uploaded in time.
Yeah, nice.
That's the dad
At Olivia the engineer, will you guys be at the Malvern Classic next week?
I had actually forgotten about that. Perhaps. Are you?
Cool. No.
Okay.
Definitely not. No, that's too far.
Perhaps.
And for what? Just to stand around being in pain. I ain't going. I'm sorry, Olivia.
Yeah. No.
Hopefully it's going to be a good weekend. I think if you can go and support it, Sai's had a bad time with that over the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Been cancelled, rained off. The odds have been against it, so it'd be good to get people back together. And if you go, let us know.
I need to look
Deeks
at my
will be
calendar.
there.
Deeks will be there. Deeks is 100% booked in. He's there.
Deeks will be there. So make sure you go and get a photo of his feet or whatever you want to do.
Get a photo with his feet, if you dare.
Yeah, get a photo with his feet. At Tacky_Cashmere, how do you overcome fear on features you've crashed on?
Do you have anything for that? I never have. Honestly, if I crash, I don't have 1 ounce of fear about doing it again, which makes me feel like I'm probably a moron. Because all I have then from the crash is information on what to not do this next time. If I crash because I case, I just have the information now to go quicker. Or if I overshoot, I have the information to go slower. So I don't really have fear. I can't really...
Yeah, same. I think it's always had that mentality of if you do crash, get back up, try it again. Don't leave on a bad note.
Yeah.
Unless you're actually broken,
That's
like you've broken something.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for sure, if you get up, try it again. You know, like you say, you've got the information now to not do it again.
It is all just
theory.
information as well. If you hooked up, you're not going quick enough. So now you know to start a bit higher up and pump that thing before it. Like, yeah, I do understand what you mean. I would say always do it straight away if possible, because that's better. When I played basketball, I always used to have to end on a 3, or you have to end on a score. You know, you can't leave the court without ending on a score. So I'd say the same goes for bikes.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, definitely end on a good one for sure. Okay.
Help there. Sorry.
0 again, but hopefully something might have clicked in his head, dude. He might have gone. That makes sense.
Good point. Otherwise,
At Lewis.
No, bad advice. Don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
At Lewis 33 more. Have you got any e-bike setup tips and tricks to make them more usable for bike parks?
Oh, interesting. So
yeah,
for bike
definitely.
Parks. So I would say generally, probably, if you've got an air shock, give it a few more PSI. Maybe go with 20% sag, so that on those flat motorway sections where you need to pump a bit and it's above the motor, then maybe that helps you out a little bit. So that might be a good tip.
That's a good one. Really good one. Is it this could be stupid, and I'm sorry if it does sound ridiculous. If you have an e-bike where you can take the battery out and you are only going to bike parks where you have an uplift, could you ride it without the battery in?
You could,
just
depending
to make
on
it
different
a little
models.
bit more.
Some of them have like a blanking plate. So yeah, you actually could. It's a good point.
Could do that.
You could do
in
that.
theory, you could.
If you can get it off. For our design for down shoot in for the Focus advert where I did a backflip on my e-bike, which was terrifying. We tried to get the battery out, and it would have been cheating, but we did try, I'll be honest, and we couldn't, so we did it with the battery in.
Dude, so gnarly.
There you go.
So gnarly. Fair play. Yeah, I think there's not really much else you can say to that, is there? It is what it is. The bike, it's it is what it is. If it's a little bit heavier, so what?
Yeah, get a bit more air in that shock. I reckon that's the best we can do.
Nice. I think that's pretty much it. Okay, we'll end on this one.
Okay.
At H Spencer 67. Ollie, if you weren't a pro rider but still in the mountain bike scene, what job do you think you'd do?
Ooh, it's a great question, and one I often ask myself. I honestly don't have a clue. Well, obviously, I have been doing things in the mountain bike industry outside of just riding for quite a while. I always tend to link with riding a bike, so I can't give you a full answer. But I did lots of like writing for magazines. I very much enjoyed that. I have done lots of product development. So realistically, it'd probably be one of those things. Brand manager. Athlete manager, marketing.
Nice.
I don't know. Something along those lines I reckon would be quite likely. Or a presenter, perhaps.
Mate, you're a great presenter. You make a great presenter. You know,
who knows?
YouTuber. You can do it all. Multifaceted.
Oh, you're too kind. Likewise, Davey. Likewise.
Thank you. Appreciated. Did you see Rig Atkins 1440?
I mean, I saw it, but I don't really know. Didn't really feel like I saw it. Like the speed.
That was a really cool looking event.
Insane. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Really
Cope
cool.
Ride.
Cope and Ride, yeah. First ever like slopestyle sort of comp in Copenhagen.
Yeah,
real cool.
There you go.
In Denmark, I think, actually.
Not just cope and ride.
Cope and ride. Yeah, it's ultimately what we do most of the time, isn't it?
You just cope.
Just
ride.
cope and ride. Oh man. Okay, dude, it's been a blast.
Fantastic.
Enjoyed the hang. Thank you to Daze for getting involved. Hopefully, if you guys do enjoy the podcast, then support it by taking a look at Daze. It's not super expensive. There's an offer code, 15% off. Use the code RIDECOMPANION and get yourself some 0% beer. Look after yourself and your mind and your body.
I've been nursing that bottle, dude. It lasted all episode pretty much, huh?
Yeah, same, man. You know what I was doing? I was leaving a little bit in the bottom so I could go, Emma, try that. It's really tasty. I was just leaving a little bit.
That's so kind. So considerate.
It's gone now.
Less kind. Less considerate.
Final reminder, if you don't already, check out Olly's YouTube channel.
Thanks,
for
dude.
God's
I need
sake.
all the help I can get. Yeah, come on.
Give it a subscribe. There's a link here now to subscribe to his channel.
This is the most desperate you can get, isn't it?
Tell your family, tell your friends.
Oh, no. Ultimately,
tell your nan.
Do you. Be positive. Be happy. Peace out.
It's been a blast.